Hey, g'day everybody, it's Matt here from Matt Carves. Hope you guys are going well. We're going to carve this bit of driftwood that I found on the beach. This is my beach. Well, when I say my beach, it's the beach closest to me. I just walk there every day and have a look around. You can sort of see that the wood has some spalting in it, and it's sort of like quite punky and soft in areas. What I tend to do is I will sort of like carve a little bit of, and see what it kind of feels like. I get all of those kind of questions on what wood is the best to carve. Really, the best way to carve wood sometimes is just to grab it and sort of give it a go, and if it's working out, well, that's fine, and just carry on. And if it's not working out, well, just put it aside as firewood, I guess. And yes, this is going to be a kind of a crazy kind of looking bird, and you can sort of see as I'm sort of going over with that cutter burr, the sort of the spalting is sort of coming out a little bit in places. That kind of beak to the bird, it's quite robust, so it's quite strong, but sort of towards the back of the head that gets a bit soft in there. But I'm going to do most of the carving sort of on the beak, and we'll put an eye in as well. But I'm just sort of like shaping it so I sort of get a more of a sort of like a shape that I can make into a beak, and also into sort of like that eye part there. So yeah, that spalting is looking pretty cool. Now, if you're worried about spalting and getting fungus in the ear, I did actually make a video about that a long time ago. I will leave a link for that in the description at the end. Well, it's below this video is the description, and pretty much as long as you're wearing a mask, I feel you're probably alright, and you're not suffering from any immunocompromised kind of diseases or anything like that. But you know, it's all personal safety in the end. You've got to make your own decisions, so don't say I said that you would be 100% safe and you got some kind of weird fungus disease and then it was all over for you. No. So, well, go and check that video out anyway and see what you think about that. So we're on to that Kutzall sort of, what's that, the tiny little sphere burr. That's one of my three favourite burrs, really good for shaping. And I'm just sort of trying to understand how soft it is in places around the sort of head here. Trying to get an idea on where I'm going to put that eye. And I'm sort of thinking I'm going to sort of make a little bit of an eyebrow. You sort of see where I'm carving there, that's the top of the eyebrow, and under that where am I carving now, that is going to be the eye, I feel. So I'm going to take that back and we will start putting the eye in there. It's kind of looking fun, and I kind of want this to be sort of a I don't want it to be like a finished piece of wood. I want it to sort of like look like it's still driftwood, but it's kind of shaped like a bird. So we'll leave some of the rough parts in there as well. And this wood is really punky, so what that kind of means is sometimes it's kind of like hard in some places and soft in others, and you've got to be really careful with that when you're carving it. What you kind of want to do is take small sort of like sweeps off, because if you go in really hard, what will happen is you'll be going along putting a lot of pressure on the burr, and when you hit a soft spot you will just sink into that soft spot and it won't be what you kind of wanted. So you kind of got to go through the wood at an even kind of like pressure, and just be aware when you hit a soft spot you want to back off that pressure, but sort of like keep the pressure quite light to start with. Now I quite like this little sanding disc. I've got a 60 grit on there, so it has a little bit of sort of like carving ability too, sort of more of a little bit of a shaping, a general kind of shaping to it. And then you can put different pads on it. It depends on how fine you want to go. I think I put a like 120 grit on the end. And I kind of think that bird needs a little bit of a smile. Now I think the bird actually looks more of like a pterodactyl than like a normal feathered bird. But that's all cool, and it's been a little fun project. So let's just put this back into nature.